Okay, get ready to have your minds blown because today we're diving into the world of AI that can basically run itself. Agentic process automation. Interested in how AI is going to change the world? Well, this is it.
Yeah, it really does feel like we're on the verge of a major shift here.
Absolutely. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's make sure we're all on the same page. So, we're talking about AI that can not only perform tasks, but figure out the best way to do them, all with minimal human input.
And that's a huge leap from just a few years ago, right? Like, remember when robotic process automation, RPA, was the hot new thing? Good for automating those repetitive tasks, but needed very specific instructions. Kind of like a super efficient intern, but one who could only follow a set script.
Yeah, right. Like that intern who's great at filing, but if you ask them to grab coffee, they totally panic.
Exactly. And then we saw intelligent process automation, or IPA, come onto the scene. Now we're adding some AI smarts to the mix, right?
Mm.
IPA can handle unstructured data, make some decisions, even learn from experience. Like, imagine that employee who can not only follow instructions, but suggest improvements too.
Okay, so IPA is like that employee who not only makes the coffee run, but also figures out a more efficient route and then even suggests a new brand of coffee that everyone in the office ends up loving.
Precisely. But APA, Agentic Process Automation, takes it even further. This is where those super smart language models, the LLMs, really make their presence known. Now, the AI can not only do tasks, but also understand the goal and even design the workflow to get things done and adapt as it goes.
And that's what we're diving into today. What makes APA so different and why should you, the listener, care?
Well, it all starts with that word agentic, right? It means we're not just talking about automation anymore. We're talking about AI that acts as an independent agent. Like, imagine a team member who can anticipate problems, make judgment calls, and come up with creative solutions, all without you needing to micromanage them.
So it's not just about following a script, it's about understanding the objective, the bigger picture, and figuring out the best way to achieve it.
Right. There's some serious research backing this concept up, by the way. You've got teams from Tsinghua University, MIT, Carnegie Mellon, some big names in AI. They're all over this. They've even built a proof of concept showing how APA can handle some pretty complex scenarios.
Okay, that's impressive. But let's get down to the nuts and bolts here. How does APA actually work? What's going on under the hood?
Well, imagine you give the AI a goal, something like process these invoices. APA has two key components that swing into action. First is what's called agentic workflow construction. This is where those LLMs I mentioned really shine. They take that goal, that objective, and actually build a workflow to achieve it, like giving the AI a blueprint and a team of specialized agents.
Whoa, hold on, agents. So it's like the AI is assembling its own little task force to get the job done.
Exactly. And each agent has its own unique expertise. The paper we're looking at today mentions data agent and control agent as prime examples. Data agent, that's all about crunching numbers, analyzing data, like having a super efficient data analyst everyone wishes they had. Control agent, that's like the project manager, making sure everything runs smoothly and making adjustments along the way as needed.
So it's not just about following a rigid set of rules. These agents can actually adapt, even make decisions in real time as things change.
Absolutely. Think about it this way. RPA, that was like following a recipe step by step. IPA, that was more like having a sous chef who could make some adjustments along the way. But APA is like having a Michelin star chef who can create a culinary masterpiece, even if they're missing a few ingredients.
Okay, now that's a delicious analogy I can get behind. So APA can handle a lot more complexity, a lot more unpredictability than those previous forms of automation. But what does that actually look like in practice? Give me some real-world use cases here that'll really make me go, whoa.
All right, well, how about dynamic decision-making? Imagine a fleet of delivery trucks, all managed by APA. Instead of following preset routes, the APA is analyzing traffic patterns in real time, weather conditions, even things like customer urgency, all to optimize delivery times.
So it's like having a team of logistics experts making those calls on the fly, but for a fraction of the cost and with way less room for human error.
Exactly. Or think about complex data processing, but in the medical field. Imagine an APA that can analyze medical records, research papers, even genetic information, all to help doctors make more accurate diagnoses and personalized treatment plans. Like having a team of medical researchers working tirelessly behind the scenes to give doctors the most up-to-date info possible, all tailored to each patient.
Okay, now that's the kind of stuff that gets me excited. These are the advancements that can truly revolutionize entire industries. It's amazing.
Oh, and we've only just scratched the surface. APA is also incredibly powerful when it comes to intelligent workflow orchestration. Think about a really complex customer service process. With APA, you could automate everything from answering initial inquiries, routing them to the right department, all the way to scheduling appointments, even resolving issues.
So it's like having an AI-powered customer service rep who's available 24/7, never gets tired, and always has the right answer at their fingertips.
Precisely. And what's even more impressive is APA's ability to handle those unpredictable situations, the things you can't always plan for. Imagine a supply chain that's being managed by APA. A sudden disruption happens, something like a natural disaster. But instead of everything grinding to a halt, the APA can automatically reroute shipments, find alternative suppliers, even adjust production schedules to minimize the impact.
That kind of adaptability could be a total game changer, especially in today's world where unexpected events seem to be more and more common, you know?
Absolutely. And what's really amazing is that APA doesn't just execute tasks. It actually learns from every single interaction. Imagine an APA managing marketing campaigns. It could constantly be analyzing the results, figuring out patterns, and adjusting the strategy on the fly to optimize the ROI. It's like having this marketing guru who's always learning and getting better, making sure your campaigns are as effective as they can possibly be.
This is incredible. We've covered a ton of ground already, but let's take a step back for a sec and compare APA to the earlier stuff we were talking about, like RPA and IPA. How does it stack up against those?
Right, so remember, RPA, that's great for those really simple rule-based tasks. It's like a well-oiled machine for repetitive processes. Then IPA comes along and adds some intelligence to the mix with AI, allowing it to handle some more complex tasks and make a few decisions. But APA, that takes it to a whole new level.
It's like going from a basic calculator to a supercomputer that can not only crunch numbers, but also write its own programs and even learn from its mistakes.
Exactly. The source we're looking at today actually has this great table breaking down all the key differences, but the main takeaway is that APA integrates really advanced AI, can handle these end-to-end processes, and has this unparalleled capacity to learn and adapt. It's a huge leap forward in what automation can really achieve.
This is mind-blowing. I mean, we've only just started to explore what APA can do, and I'm already seeing endless possibilities. It's like opening the door to a whole new era of efficiency and innovation.
And that's exactly what's so exciting about it. APA has the potential to completely transform industries, redefine jobs as we know them, and ultimately change the way we live and work. It's a big deal.
I can't wait to see what the future holds for APA. But you know what? Let's take a quick break and come back to dig even deeper into all of the implications of this seriously game-changing technology.
That sounds good to me. I'm ready to unpack this a bit more and really look at the potential impact of APA on different industries and what this all means for the future of work.
Yeah, it really is remarkable, isn't it? It's like blurring the lines between what we always thought of as like human tasks and what machines are capable of.
It is. And when we were talking about all those different agents before the break, like the data agent and control agent, it really got me thinking, are there other kinds of agents that could be a part of this APA system? Oh, absolutely. That's like one of the most beautiful things about APA. It's so modular, You can have these agents that are specifically dedicated to all sorts of different tasks, things like communication or deep analysis, even creative problem solving. It's really all about picking the right AI agents for the job at hand and just like assembling your dream team.
So it's like building your own like custom AI dream team to tackle whatever challenge you're facing.
Exactly. And the applications are, well, they're pretty much limitless. I mean, we're already seeing so much potential in finance, healthcare. You've got manufacturing, customer service, just like name an industry. And I guarantee you someone's probably thinking about how APA can revolutionize it.
Okay, hold on. You're telling me this APA thing has the potential to revolutionize like every industry out there. Give me some concrete examples. I need to like see this AI magic in action. Paint me a picture.
All right. Let's take the financial industry, for example. Just imagine an APA that can analyze market trends, assess risk, even execute trades, and all in real time. And, of course, it's got to do all of that while still complying with all those, pesky regulations. This could potentially free up human traders to focus on the big picture strategy stuff instead of getting bogged down in all those day-to-day tasks,
So it's like having, an AI Warren Buffett working for you 24/7?
Well, I don't know about all that, but yeah, it definitely has the potential to shake things up in the financial world, for sure. Big time.
Okay. What about healthcare? You mentioned personalized medicine earlier. How could APA make an impact there?
Just imagine An APA that can analyze a patient's entire medical history, their genetic info, their lifestyle choices, everything. And then it uses all that data to help doctors come up with a truly personalized treatment plan. And, it could even monitor the patient's progress and adjust the plan along the way, making sure they're always getting the absolute most effective care possible.
Wow, that almost sounds like, something straight out of a sci-fi movie. But it's like actually happening for real.
It is. Well, it's still early days, of course, but the potential is definitely there, yeah.
Okay, this is all super exciting, but I have to ask the question that I know is probably on everyone's mind. What about jobs? I mean, if AI can do all this stuff, what happens to us humans?
Yeah, that's a really valid concern, and it's something we definitely need to approach carefully. But personally, I believe APA is actually more likely to, augment human capabilities rather than replace them entirely.
So you're saying it's not a humans versus machines situation, but more about humans and machines or agents working together side by side.
Exactly. Think about it. APA can take care of all those repetitive, data-heavy tasks, the things that, most people don't really enjoy doing anyway. And that frees up humans to focus on the things we're actually really good at, those creative problem-solving skills, critical thinking, building relationships, all of that.
I like that perspective. It's not about being replaced. It's about having a super powerful tool that can actually enhance our abilities.
Exactly. Think of it as a partnership, where humans provide the vision, the guidance, and the APA handles all the heavy lifting. It allows us to achieve things that we never thought possible before. It's exciting.
It makes a lot of sense. So if APA is all about this collaboration between humans and AI, how do we make sure that these intelligent agents are actually aligned with our values and goals? We don't want to create a Frankenstein situation here, right?
Well, that's where responsible development and deployment come in.
Yeah.
Right? We need to be extremely mindful of potential biases in the data that's being used to train these agents and make sure they're designed with ethical considerations in mind right from the start. Can't just let them run wild.
So it's not just about building smart AI, it's about building trustworthy AI. Is that what you're saying?
Precisely. Transparency and accountability, those are key.
Yeah.
We need to be able to understand how these agents are actually making decisions and be able to hold them accountable for their actions.
That definitely makes sense. It's a lot of responsibility for sure, but it sounds like the potential benefits are just enormous.
Absolutely. I mean, just imagine a world where APA is actually helping us to solve some of those big pressing challenges like climate change or even disease prevention. I mean, the possibilities really are mind-boggling when you stop and think about it.
Okay, I'm officially back on the hype train. But before we get too carried away, let's take a closer look at how this, collaboration between humans and APA might actually play out in different professions.
Okay, sure. Let's take the legal profession, for example. Imagine an APA that can analyze legal documents, identify relevant precedents, maybe even draft some basic legal arguments.
So a super-powered paralegal.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, this wouldn't replace lawyers, of course, but it would free them up to focus on all those higher-level tasks, like really advising their clients and hammering out their litigation strategies, the important stuff.
Yeah, that sounds incredibly helpful. What about other professions? How would this work in other fields?
Well, in medicine, an APA could definitely assist doctors with things like diagnosis and treatment planning, analyzing medical images, sifting through tons of research papers, all to just provide the most accurate and up-to-date information possible, And this would free up doctors to spend more time with their patients, focusing on the human side of healthcare.
It really is amazing to think how much more efficient and effective we could all be with, APA working right alongside us.
Oh, and in education. Just imagine an APA that can create personalized learning experiences for each and every student, providing tailored instruction and support based on their individual needs. Imagine a world where every student has access to their own personal AI tutor. That's powerful, helping them learn at their own pace and reach their full potential.
Okay, now I'm really starting to see the truly transformative power of all this. It's not just about automating tasks. It's about reimagining how we work and how we learn. Creating this world where humans and intelligent agents are collaborating to achieve some really incredible things.
Couldn't have said it better myself. We really are, right on the edge of a whole new era here. And it's definitely exciting, but, maybe a little bit daunting too, right?
Oh, absolutely. So as we wrap up part 2 of our deep dive here, what are your final thoughts on all this, on APA and what it means for the future?
Honestly, I think APA is a truly groundbreaking technology. It has the potential to just completely reshape our world in some really profound ways.
Mm.
But ultimately, it's up to us, us humans, to make sure that we're using this power responsibly and ethically, so we could actually create a future where humans and intelligent agents are working together to create a better world for everyone.
Beautifully said. That's a really powerful message to carry with us as we move into the final part of our deep dive, where we'll be exploring, the future of APA, what it means for you, the listener, and all that good stuff. Stay tuned.
Welcome back for the final part of our deep dive into this whole agentic process automation thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but my head is still spinning a bit after that last segment. We were talking about APA revolutionizing, like, everything: finance, healthcare, education. The possibilities seem kind of endless.
Yeah, it is pretty mind-boggling when you really start to think about the sheer scale of the potential impact here, But it's important to remember that, we're still in the early stages, relatively speaking. This is still a very new technology.
Right, exactly. We're just at the beginning of this whole APA journey.
Mm.
So let's, put on our futurist hats for a minute and look ahead. What's next for APA? Where do you see this tech going in the next few years? Well, one thing's for sure, APA is only going to get smarter. As research and development continues, I think it's safe to say that we're going to see these systems not just learning from all this data, but actually reasoning and making inferences, more like we do as humans.
Well, so we're talking about AI that can actually think critically and solve problems on a whole new level.
Exactly. Imagine APA systems that can, anticipate problems before they even happen, proactively offering solutions and insights. It'd be like having this, super intelligent advisor working alongside you, always one step ahead.
Okay, that's definitely a future I can get behind. But as APA becomes more sophisticated, it raises some pretty big questions, doesn't it? What kind of impact is this going to have on society as a whole? I mean, what are the ripple effects here?
There are a lot of potential impacts, really. But one that I'm particularly excited about is, this idea of the democratization of expertise. Just imagine a world where anyone, regardless of their background, their resources, they can have access to this AI-powered agent that can provide them with expert advice. Whether it's something like financial planning, legal guidance, even medical consultations.
That's a really powerful concept, isn't it? It could level the playing field in so many ways, making knowledge and real expertise accessible to basically anyone. But, let's not shy away from the potential downsides here. Are there risks that we need to be aware of as APA becomes, more common, more widespread?
Of course. Like any powerful technology, APA needs to be developed and deployed responsibly.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to ensure that these systems are aligned with our values, that they're being used for good, not for malicious purposes. It's crucial.
Right, yeah. We don't want to end up in some dystopian sci-fi movie where, AI is running amok and controlling everything. That's not the goal here.
Exactly. That's why it's so important that we have an ongoing dialogue, that there's collaboration between developers, policymakers, and the public. We need to be working together to establish those clear ethical guidelines, making sure that APA is being used in a way that benefits society as a whole, for everyone.
So it's not just about, the technological advancement itself. It's about societal advancement too, right? It's got to go hand in hand.
Precisely. The future of APA is way bigger than just building super smart AI. It's about shaping a future where humans and intelligent agents can coexist, can collaborate, to create a world that's better than the one we have today.
I love that. I think that's a perfect note to end on. This has been an incredible journey, really, exploring the whole world of agentic process automation. We've covered its capabilities, talked about the potential benefits, even touched on some of the ethical implications we're going to have to face.
And I hope that we've sparked some curiosity in you, the listener, about what the future holds for this fascinating technology.
And to all of you out there listening, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We encourage you to keep learning about APA and think about the potential impact it could have on your lives and the world around you. It's coming, whether we're ready or not.
Remember, the future isn't something that just happens to us. We create it together through the choices we make, the actions we take, and our willingness to really embrace all the possibilities that come with these new technologies. APA might just be the start of something really incredible.
Couldn't agree more. So stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged, everyone. The future is out there, waiting to be written. Until next time.